Out of all of the countries that I have visited, on average, Sweden has the worst residential architecture. There, I said it. But with that being said, it also has the best neighborhood that I have ever seen. Well, at least in Scandinavia. This is the BO01, a high-density mixed-use development in the northern seaside area of Malmo city, in Sweden. It was created as a showcase object for the City of Tomorrow International Housing Exhibition, which was held in 2001, I believe. So all of the buildings that you will see here are 22 years old. The purpose of this exhibition was to showcase sustainable planning and building techniques. It was all about ecological and social sustainability. Before the exhibition, this whole area was heavily industrialized with factories, docks, and other stuff. Meaning, the whole top soil cover was contaminated and needed to be removed, cleaned, and then replaced. So let me tell you a story. It goes like this. Malmo city wants to put Malmo on top of the map. So they decide to make this exhibition, right? Which is going to be expensive, but most likely will attract big fish investors. The city hires Claes Tam, an architect who creates a philosophical basis for BO01. He overviews the big picture design basically, but it doesn't end with Claes. Different architecture companies are invited, 20 different developers are invited, ecological experts, city planning people, everyone is invited. And everyone talks. Everyone talks before the actual design begins. They create this quality program that will ensure that the districts will be of the highest standard, which of course took away precious time from actual design, but they have one time in the long run, because city, architects and developers talking from day one resulted in really fast building permit approval process. And the result of this collaboration is 1,400 units that house a population of 2,343 residents. For me personally, there are two key moments that stand out in this area. Two key moments that make this area special. First one being the master plan design. It's amazing. For example, let's talk about density. Average density of urban areas in USA is 4.2 dwelling units per acre. In the city of Malmo, it's closer to like 4.8. BO01 is 26. Freaking 26 compared to 4.2 or 4.8. And could you tell? Could you tell from the visuals that you're seeing? This is achieved by using a more granular approach when it comes down to land partitioning as well as height restrictions for different sites. Towards the sea, you have 6 or 7 story buildings that shield the inside of this neighborhood from the harsh sea winds. While inside of this area, you have a much lower height buildings that all differ in shapes and sizes because each site that was given was completely different. Also, they were designed by different architects, but we'll get to that part. When you're drawing up a neighborhood so organically, there's no way to keep a straight modernist city grid. The pathways between the buildings get distorted, which means the speed of the cars is slow, and also the viewing distance is much shorter. This makes inner spaces so much more cozy and pleasant to be in or to have activities in. Add hired landscape architects to the mix and you'll have an area that's as cozy as it gets. Two, Second thing that makes BO01 so special to me is how many interesting buildings BO01 has. Each development was designed by a different architect, right? And they were all designed for this exhibition, which means even though they were discussing general concepts together during the council meetings, on a smaller design scale, they had no idea what their neighbor is going to build. This makes every building unique. Not trying to cater to the context, because at the time of designing, there was no context. I truly believe that trying to mimic the architecture of surrounding buildings in order to fit with the context is the cancer of modern architecture and should be practiced only in UNESCO World Heritage sites. And this neighborhood is an argument for that. BO01, designed by 26 architecture offices and 20 developers, is a stark contrast to what we're used to seeing today, where any multifamily development is simply a repetition of the same building design over and over and over again, resulting in a monotonous and depressing living environment. I guess I could also talk about ecological stuff. Energy used is fully renewable, geothermal storage takes care of heating and cooling, solid waste is transported through vacuum tubes underground, and so on, yada yada. But I'll leave that for those of you who will want to read more on this. What I want to focus on is the shape of the room, the shape of the building, or the shape of the city. Rainwater. We get a lot of it here. Rainwater is collected through these beautiful canals that lead to these wetland areas, where it gets absorbed into the ground. New species of birds even lay eggs here now, I think. Sometimes people just come here to relax, take a break from the city. They come to a district of 26 units per acre to take a break from the city. This video is sponsored by OpsBot. They make great cameras, such as this Tail Air, a camera with which this video was shot. It's capable of tracking a subject, can do 4K recording, and is perfectly compact, so you can bring it with you anywhere you might need to record something. Just like all of OpsBot products, it can be controlled through gestures or also through an app on your mobile phone. And my honest opinion is, I think this is an excellent camera. I think it's a great product for people who don't want to deal with DSLR cameras, and it did everything that I needed it to do. The build quality is really excellent, it's great. The battery life is good. Over the course of recording this video, so it's 2 hours on and off, it dropped down to 50%, and I consider that to be great, to be good enough. There are 3 things that I have written down on this piece of paper that I want to note about what should be improved, that what I would like to be improved. The first one being the lens. So as you can see here, the lens is fixed, meaning you can't change it, right? You're stuck with what you're getting. It's a wide angle lens, meaning that if you want a more narrow shot, you need to film in 4K and then crop the shot to 2K resolution, right? To get a more narrow shot. So I would prefer to have a 50mm lens that would be changeable, right? So you can switch. I think that would be a great improvement. There is nowhere to mount my microphone, so I had to do some electrical duct taping, right? It does have its own microphone, by the way, which is pretty decent, but when it gets windy, it's not that great. So I had to use this sleeve on my external mic. So I had to, duct tape it. I think it's like a mounting place would be a great addition. And third one, I have short nails to get the micro SD into, do I show you here? Into this little nook here. I need to use either a knife, I have a knife here just for that, or some other tool to really get it in there. It's very deep. So I wish it was more shallow for all of us short nail enjoyers out there. Besides that, with that out of the way, I will be using this camera a lot in my future videos. You will see me use this camera a lot because it's a good product. And if you are interested, there is a link in the video description for you to check it out. Okay, bye now. Bye. See you in the next one. Bye.